All right. Mr. Salman, ACWA Power recently signed a $10 billion agreement with Danantara and PT Pertamina to develop clean energy project in Indonesia. Could you elaborate further on the targets and scope of this investment, perhaps of the types of project involved, their location, and current progress?
Thank you very much. So this is a historic agreement that was signed in Riyadh, actually, in July. To explain further what this $10 billion investment entails, I need to explain a little bit of what my company is doing. So ACWA Power has 4 business lines. We are into power generation. We have almost 94 gigawatt of power generation assets, out of which 55% is renewable energy. So we are a big renewable energy company. Plus, we also do non-renewable, which is normally gas-fired projects. Our second business line is water desalination. So we are the world's largest water desal company with almost 9.9 million meter cube per day of water desal. Our third business line is green hydrogen. We're also building the world's largest green hydrogen facility in Neom, Saudi Arabia. So that's our third business line. And the fourth is new technology, including storage, battery, etc. So this agreement that we signed with Danantara, it actually entails all these 4 business lines. And the idea is that we find projects together in Indonesia and co-invest in these projects that will expedite the energy transition for the country. And not only in the power space, but also in water space and green fuel space, which is green hydrogen. Another interesting fact that I want to share about my company is that we are 45% owned by Public Investment Fund, which is the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. So the connection of PIF, the sovereign wealth fund, with Danantara, the Indonesian sovereign wealth fund, that was the idea behind this, the 2 nations getting together and supporting and investing in Indonesia for the energy transition. With respect to Pertamina, it's a project where we want to decarbonize the state-owned enterprises of Indonesia. So wherever companies like Pertamina are using thermal power generation, we would look at their assets and we would try to convert it or find solutions for alternate or renewable energy so that we can make their consumption of power greener and cleaner. So that's the idea behind Pertamina.
Okay, nice. So ACWA Power has also entered into a partnership with PT Pupuk Indonesia for their carbonization project. Could you elaborate on this initiative, what the project entails, its current progress, and how the mechanism works?
Yeah, similar to Pertamina, it's the same concept. Pupuk is another entity where we are working together to find a common solution, again, to reduce their carbon footprint as much as possible. So not only in terms of the power they use, but we are working very closely with Pupuk towards production of green ammonia. And that's a project I think that we are really proud of, and Pupuk is a great partner to have because that means that we are not only talking about green power, but we've started to talk about green fuels as well.
So from your perspective, what are the main factors that make Indonesia an attractive destination for ACWA Power compared to other Southeast Asian countries?
Yeah, no, Indonesia, I've been now living in Indonesia for 7 years, and I can tell you this market is not only the biggest market in the region, but I think that has the most potential as well. This is a country blessed with resources. Even during COVID times, we saw a growth which is unprecedented. We did not see it in other countries. So we have a large market, we have huge population, we have consistent growth, and we see this growth going into the future as well. This gives us huge opportunity. For an investor like us, it gives us huge opportunity to look at the market seriously. On top of that, you have a government with clear direction. So the renewable energy target, the energy transition push coming from the government is real. We can see it in their plans. We can see it in the PLN's 10-year plan that they want to bring in renewable energy, very quickly. So all of this together makes Indonesia a very, very critical investment opportunity for any foreign investor. I'll add one more point to it, and this is for me, I think the greatest opportunity that Indonesia has right now, which is to become not only a country play, but also a regional play. Every country around in this region needs green power and green fuels. And everybody's trying their best right now to achieve their own targets. But as you know, there are many projects in the market which talks about export of power or export of green fuels. This is where the real opportunity lies. And Indonesia can be that country which moves, which can have the first mover advantage and work on projects where they are exporting, for example, green power to Singapore, green fuels to Singapore or other Far East nations. So we also see Indonesia as a big regional play with the current standing that Indonesia has economically and also with the large human resource base that is available for us.
Okay, talking about policy, how does ACWA Power mitigate regulatory risk, currency fluctuation, and fiscal uncertainties that could affect long-term investment?
Yeah. So I think when I talk about power, you have a very clear regulation in place. You have a very clear power purchase agreement in place, which is bankable. So it is proven to be a successful business model. Many international companies have come and invested, and banks have lent it. So I don't think power sector has these kind of uncertainties. But when I talked about what our company wants to do in Indonesia, it also includes, for example, water. Now, water desalination business is completely new. That's where you need the government to seriously talk about the need of water and how they want to solve the water problem and what regulations they need to build around it. And that's, in fact, interestingly, the conversation we had 2 weeks ago in the ISF forum, the Indonesia Sustainability Forum, where one of the key topics of discussion was water. So in there, yes, there are right now all kinds of risks because there are no policy or regulations around it. But power side, I think you have a business model that is working. So I would say don't touch it.
Okay. So next, could you provide an update on the Saguling floating solar power plant, which is reportedly part of the GHCP scheme and has a capacity around 60 megawatt?
Yeah. No, so Saguling is our first investment in the country, and it's going very well. We actually achieved financial close end of August, so it's in the construction phase now. So it's going very well. We expect it to produce power before the end of next year, inshallah.